Hello and welcome back to the Smite World Championships Week 10. This is the final weekend, man, as we're going to check in with two teams who are not in contention for the Smite Pro League, but are still looking to try to make some money today.
It's our warm-up games, right, DM? It's our warm-up to the big one coming next. That's what it is. It gets our casting voices just in the mood, you know. We get to talk about silly things like meditation, which is stupid, you know.
Well,
those
wait,
sort of things, right?
Hey. Pretty stupid.
That knows, man. Yeah, see, even you admit it's pretty stupid. I'm pretty certain, since you started using meditation, I think you were just doing it as a full bet to try and see how many people would follow you in believing the Lord and Savior was meditation.
If you get ahead, man, that thing is crazy.
If you get ahead, that's the difference.
But it gets you ahead. That's the point.
No, it doesn't.
It's a bet. You're betting.
I'm not a betting man.
I am a betting man.
If I bet, I lose. Well, at least if I bet on SWC, I lose. I can't seem to find a team that'll win if I bet on them. So I won't be giving any shout-outs to any team I expect to win today anyway. But we're going to be seeing, like you said, it's going to be NonpockettyOP versus Fat Chunks Assemble. And these two teams, like you said, you know, they're well-known players to an extent, some of them, like Kiki the Chunk and things like that, but they're not competing for, they're just looking for money this week, really.
Yeah, Kiki's on Snipes. He originally was one of the founders of the team and then jumped ship to join Top 4, which I'm sure he's not regretting too much as his team has actually already earned their invitation to the $50,000 LAN event and the Smite Pro League. I'm actually pretty excited to meet Kiki. I've never met Kiki.
I'd like to meet anybody, really. So, I just get to meet people online. That's how I do things.
So I'm looking at non-pocketty-OP. So let's pick it apart, right? So non, right? That's non-ton. Pocket, that's going to be Chris Pocket. Pockety, that's going to be Talkety. And then OP is Fusion OP. So who am I missing?
Meditation? I'm supposed to know. I don't know who it's going to be. Why are you asking me like that? Maybe it's Sev.
Oh, for the love of God, help me.
So we're waiting for the guys to get into the game right now. And there we go. As I say that, they do actually get in. And the last member is going to be Fiddy.
Fiddy, of course. Fiddy.
Oh,
he's
how
the
could you
captain.
forget Fiddy? How could you forget Fiddy?
He's the
That's
captain.
Embarrassing. Oh.
I'm fired. Non-pocketty-OP is going to have, it looks like, first pick in this engagement. So they're going to start off by banning Janus, a character that, of course, is extremely powerful in the current meta, not only with that global ultimate in that beautiful spear gun shot, but he can also use it to drop ship his team a la StarCraft, or just do massive damage with the shotgun burst coming out directly from Unstable Vortex.
It's not just that as well, it's also the fact that with his through space and time ability, DM, if he gets ganked, he can use it to give him immunity and mobility at the same time. And be like, you're ganking me? Okay, let me charge this thing up and walk towards a wall as you try and kill me, and then I'm going through the wall. Peace! That's generally how it's used.
You know, we were all talking about what could we do to make Janus better? Because on release, obviously, he was very undertuned. Just didn't have... He had damage potential, but not much else. He was very squishy. He was easy to gank. And they're like, we could do this to fix him. We could do this. We could do this. We could do this. Let's just do them all. And they put them all at the same time. The monster.
And now he's a monster. And talk about I'm a monster, Scylla was banned out as well in this one. So it's nice to see Scylla coming back. I expect as time goes on, DM, I really do expect this, but I think Scylla's going to be a perma-pick, perma-ban once again, which we've not seen for a while because people have seemed to have forgotten how to play her, and so they left her up. And nobody picked her.
Oh my God, I have to think about one of my abilities now. No more.
No more, I'm not playing that. But once again, Ram and Kumbhakana both get through. My Hindu boys are doing well this week. I like it. And Ram insta-locked.
Now,
I'm happy with this.
I had the pleasure of playing against Critosaurus this week in a 5v5 pre-made, so I can attest that Nanton does have an extremely potent Rama. Very, very strong. So don't expect much unfamiliarity. Usually within the first week, we have some unfamiliarity with the character. But I know that Nanton has been practicing the god, so I expect a lot coming there. On the right side, we do have Athena and Ao Kwang locked in. Ao Kwang rather early.
What? So we see Athena, and that's okay, you know? And we know Kumbhakana is available.
Oh my.
Right now. And they were hovering Geb just
Maybe it's
now.
Athena jungle.
Like, do you know what? If they pick Geb, I would go Athena jungle and take Kumbhakana as well, because those two together, that's going to be ridiculous.
Plus that shield just absolutely destroys Taunt.
And especially if at the moment we see Geb has been locked in.
Did you know, now, when you use the shield, it cleanses the slow, right? but it actually cleanses the healing debuff from Weakening Curse.
I did not know it cleansed the healing debuff.
It happened to me this week, and I'm like, that disappeared. I had 3 seconds left.
Artemis.
Mitigate wounds. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so there's
definitely
a
interesting
lot.
one to know.
A lot. I mean,
I did not know that one.
I think it's kind of crazy. I mean, I play thousands of games in this. I play every single day, and there are still things that I'm learning, little nuances about characters, and I love that.
Like, I didn't know as Mercury, if you use Sonic Boom as your friendly Noir uses pillars, you can get stopped in your Sonic Boom by your own friendly pillars of from Noir's ultimate.
The wall.
I didn't expect it though. I ran into the pillar and went, what the hell? What's going on? Why am I here? What's this about?
All right,
It's
so
friendly.
we see Chalk and Geb. Artemis gets picked up as well to go against the Rama, similarly to what we saw last time. We're back into the ban phase. Option to Fat Chunk, and they're gonna take away. Yeah, it looks like Fusion OP's Raw, which I think is a very good ban.
It makes sense, taking it away from him overall. I mean, we're going to be able to see Chuck going in the solo lane anyway. You could put Raw mid, but taking that away means that they've not got this safe mid lane, and that's what you see from Raw generally overall. You pick Raw when you don't want to lose lane. That's what I've understood. That's what the pros seem to say is that if you pick Raw, you just want him to stay safe, not lose lane, and play for the mid game and rely on your team.
So now we're going in. Looks like we have a Freya ban, which is a bit curious to me, considering the picks already. But we're going to see a hover onto Vamana here, which actually makes the Freya ban all the better here, because by putting the solo physical and taking away pretty much the only real magical jungler, it ensures that whoever goes into the solo lane here, be it Chalk or whomever they might pick last, because Agni's most likely going to go mid, this indicates to me that they're going to have that option to go against the double physical with just... I guess lots of defense, things like Mystical Mark. But now Vamana has the same option with Chalk and Nemesis both being grabbed. So I love that pick. I love it. Really, I want to see the Athena jungle here, though. I want to see the Kumbhakarna pick.
Well, the Nemesis pick as well, take into account when Nemesis uses her ultimate, she's going to steal the protections away from whoever she does it to. And with Vamana on the table and Athena, it's going to make them very squishy targets overall. And finally...
jungle.
No, Noir does not get locked in. It's been changed overall. Once again, production is amazing, and they've decided to lock it on your screens. It's not going to be Noir. It's going to be Thor, as it's been hovered over right now. Not been locked in just yet. I'm disappointed. It would have been entertaining to see. I'm surprised they didn't go for Kumbhakarna, like you said, because Athena could have jungled in this game, and it would have been entertaining.
So both teams have the double physical in terms of solo jungle. So early game, we're probably going to see a lot of defense coming out from both Chalk and Vamana. The only difference here is that Vamana actually gains damage from his passive through building physical protection. So honestly, coming out from Vamana, either Smithy's Hammer or something like Mystical Mark would be very, very strong in the early game, allowing him to just burst through the competition, not worry too much about ganks. And while Nemesis, of course, does steal away some protections, his ultimate is actually going to give him passive healing as well. It's going to be very hard lane to gank.
Yeah. It is going to be a tough lane overall. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. But I mean, at max level, when you see Fiddy on that Nemesis who's going to be playing it against Vamana, at max rank, with his Divine Judgment, he's going to be doing 50% of his health at the same time as 50% of his protections are stolen away. So if you do that to a Vamana, it's going to do a lot of damage overall. And it's also going to make you a very squishy big baby.
Plus, they have Chris Pocket on Geb, so they have the double percent burn. So if they focus and get the same target,
any target,
that could be really... I mean, if Chris Pocket finds 3 and Fiddy's able to hit the other one and steal those protections away, that's danger, man.
Yeah, I really agree. So NonpockettyOP versus Fat Chunks Assemble is going to be the game you're seeing on the screens now, guys. This is round 2 of the final week of SWC, where we get to see which 4 teams are going to be the last ones, the top 4 that are going to make it through to this LAN, where it's $50,000.
Right, and we're going to check in with the Cinderella story of 5 Angry Men probably next if they can make it through the round of 16. But we're going to be watching NonpockettyOP versus Fat Chuck Assemble. Stick around, guys. We'll be back with our second game of the day in just a minute. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our second game of the day. This is going to be NonpockettyOP versus the boys up here on the Fat Chunk Assemble.
Yeah, Non-Pockety actually making a very fast rotation as a whole team here over towards the Gold Fury side. Athena could get caught if she's not careful, especially with their positioning DM. Oh, Aura's in trouble.
Uh-oh. Yeah, this is really big. Aurora, not a person that I usually see getting caught, and he will be able to escape. They didn't quite have the pathing they were looking for. No slow. Really, what I was looking for there was Nonton to take his 3, go for the cripple, slow him long enough for Chris Pocket to get in there to get the shockwave down. Yeah. And that could have let his team go for the body block. That should have been a first blood, but I think in early pickups or abilities, or maybe not the willingness to go for the first blood, resulted in them not being able to push that one down.
I mean, if you do take the rolling assault on Ram at the start and you do land that cripple, the cripple does cancel out if you hit the mid-dash as well, so they'd stop immediately in place and not be able to continue the escape. So it would have been nice if you could have pulled that one off. But if you do that on Ram, then Astral Strike at the start, it means you've not got very good wave clear for the initial level 1 push that you see coming out from a lot of hunters.
To the same point, though, if he was able to get the kill and then get blue buff and hit level 2, he would have it anyway.
Yeah, very, very true on that one. And looking back now over at Fat Chunks, you're going to see that from Athena in the blue buff area now, she's going to have a harder time clearing this buff out just because she took the charge at level 1, not going to have the burst damage coming out. So it's going to be a bit higher in HP and take a lot longer. She's going to take a lot more chunks in damage.
That's right. In fact, she took about half her HP in that engagement. You see bottom side, Chris Pocket and non-side have moved up, but Samshrew is level 2 and will need to use that level 2 effectively to bring his lane back into place here, because the level 2s clicking onto Chris Pocket and Nonton are going to be trouble, but Samshrew with a very nice dodge will get him out of trouble.
Yeah, for the time being, you're going to see right-hand side non-pockety being pushed into the tower by Fat Chunks. Not to be surprised, because they will be slightly later to the tower overall because of the mid-camp start.
That was a rough break right there for Fusion. He walked up and started tanking to try to get some of that gold back, but he actually let one of the melees in anyway, so he actually took a lot of damage there for no reason, which is going to give Soulshiner a much better chance to push the lane in. Now you can see Soul and Cyclone Spin, two players who play a lot together, have kind of control over this lane despite the great pushing power of Chalk. They're able to keep him down, and a good Mjolnir's attunement will lock him under the tower.
They do, and with those 3 Archer Minions still alive, DM, while they continue to fight there, they're going to get free damage from those Archer Minions, and they can't be underestimated how much they actually do during the early stage of the game and can really swing a fight. But Fiddy going to rotate very early here out of this lane and look for some pressure towards the middle lane, possibly, or just give some, take some experience from here instead.
So now, what we're looking at here, I'm talking about win conditions. Firstly, I'm obviously looking at Nonton. He has an extremely potent god. He had a pretty good start into the lane to begin with. I'm looking a lot to him to make sure this team gets on the right track. Of course, there's Nemesis as well to try to shut down that baby. So I think we need to see Nemesis controlled and Rama controlled. If they're not, that's the win condition here for NonpockettyOP. Looking across the board, it's going to be all about shutting down the squishies. If they can control the Rama, control the Nemesis, and ensure Agni just doesn't rain fire for free, I think that's going to be a big pick. Now, Takati has amazing offense, but as a defensive player is much, much weaker than most other mid laners. So what I would like to see is just more pressure onto the mid lane, ensure Takati can't get ahead, and then in the mid game, make sure they're focusing on controlling that Nemesis.
Well, you're going to see now that Fat Chunks assembled Fiddy in the jungle on that Nemesis. Going to have cleared out all his camps now. Going to actually rotate back to his right-hand side one. Meanwhile, Soulshiner should be getting level 5 off this buff as he takes the red buff away now. And look for him to look for a gank opportunity at the moment. He'll probably back straight after, though, just to make sure he's got the health and mana available to be able to pull that one off and see where he's going to look for his first gank of the game.
Fusion getting pushed out pretty hard here. Not only lose a bunch of creeps to the tower, but he actually backs before hitting one of the archers, just blatantly losing experience there. And now Cyclone Spin with Vamana, who has amazing clear, will be able to get some free experience, get some experience stripped away from Chuck. As we focus back at the 3-minute mark to the mid camps, the rotations are coming through on the right side. Left camp might be contested here as Geb's rolling in.
Chris Pocket's going to be a bit careful here. 3-man grouping from Fat Chunks here.
Does he get it?
Going to look for the hot. He gets it for free. And he's actually just going to walk away. The Squall misses as well. Tornado connects, but the shield's going to absorb most of that. So both camps go to Non-Pockety, and that worked out really well for them.
That was a really big throw right there by the guys on Fat Chunk Ensemble. 3 of them stacked up, waiting for the opportunity. The opportunity arises, and they don't go for it.
That's wall coverage, DM. That was the issue. They didn't know if the rest of the team was still positioned around there. They didn't know they'd gone to the right-hand side camp, the rest of the team, and they thought it could have been a possible bait, so they backed out of it, too scared to engage. Didn't pay off. Right-hand side, though.
I mean, we see Cyclone take some damage, but the ward coverage actually stops what could have been an amazing counter initiation. If they went onto the baby, who still, of course, had his ultimate available to him, he would have been able to bait them long enough for Soulshiner to get the Anvil of Dawnstone off and do enough damage probably to really burn that Chalk down. But now we're at the 4-minute mark, and this is dangerous. Soulshiner has to make the decision either A, take the experience in the lane, or B, go and try to defend the buffs. Now, he actually uses his Hand of the Gods here. I think this one's just taken.
Left side, make your rain, gonna go off. Boz forced out from Artemis as well, as is the defender of Olympus. That's gonna be a full disengage, but right hand side in the jungle, we're gonna see the speed buff taken away by Fiddy's, the dunk down to Fusion, and there is a huge Tempest, not gonna connect though. And Fusion's trying to escape, he's actually just gonna sacrifice himself in the end, going back in to use his ultimate and just delay so Fiddy can escape.
So they lose the speed buff, maybe a little bit of experience in lane, but they pick up first blood. Batchunk Assemble puts their mark and actually takes the lead off of that 400 gold, but the experience difference is still vastly in favor currently of NonpockettyOP.
They did just take away the blue buff as well from the duo lane, Geb and Rama. After forcing Artemis back with that pressure from the mid lane, Agni allows them to get a little bit more of a lead on that side. And look at the right hand side, Fat Chunks. You're going to see Cyclone spin and Soulshiner looking to take away the blue buff here, but Fiddy's going to be careful. He is very low on HP.
Soulshiner kind of panicked there. He had a really decent body block, and he could have gotten at least 2 more auto attacks off by the time Fiddy repositioned himself. Of course, couldn't have chased too far into the tower, but those 2 seconds could have meant a lifetime, given the fact that the cooldowns on Thor are notoriously short.
So, during the start of this game now, we're going to see the mid-camps are down for another minute or so. Golden experience, actually gold still in favor of Fat Chunks, but experience only just in favor of non-pockety right now. So it shows Fat Chunks haven't really lost too much, considering they just lost a couple of buffs, DM. That kill seems to have paid dividends for him in terms of map position and how he's gone so far.
So, right lane, we're going to see the buffs have respawned entirely, and they're actually about 2 minutes behind there. They did get the speed, of course, and Fiddy was able to escape with it. As you see, it's still on his person, but they're finally getting the blue buff, which could be strong here. Fusion has a little bit of mana gone already, which means he won't be overcapping himself, which is strong. With Cyclone Spin going back here, Fusion will finally get some very much needed solo experience, and despite the fact that he did drop the first blood, he's actually even level right now with Cyclone Spin.
Chunk just went back as the mid-camps were spawning, and that's going to mean Fat Chunks are not going to be able to get this core, are they? Soulshine's going to go aggressive. Find the Nemesis and looking for the damage. Double hog, not sure who goes to his Athena.
Oh, Soul.
Did Fiddy get it?
Yeah, no, that went to Soulshiner. He was just
Soul.
a little bit quicker on the draw.
It paid off then for Fat Chunks, because otherwise that would have just been free experience going across to the side of non-pockety.
You know, that's one thing I've been talking about lately is you'll notice a lot of junglers actually don't know the health numbers of camps. Now, I can expect this going into the 20 or 30 minute mark when the health starts to scale up. But early game as a jungler, you should know when you're able to hand. I mean, especially at this level of play, Fiddy should have known that he was going to lose that one. He shouldn't have handed, or he should have handed earlier. Soulshiner got that right on the money. It was a beautiful Hand of the Gods. Just a little bit quicker on the draw is going to earn him that extra experience. But Fusion taking a lot of damage.
Cyclone just went to town there, goes in Big Baby's going to chase him down for the autos, throws the axe over the wall, not going to be able to jump to it, and Cyclone just put on a work of art there with Vermana. He really showed how you play that god in lane against a Chuck.
Now, a quick shout out, of course, to the guys at SmiteCentral.com. They're a community that runs a lot of tournaments. They do a lot of Smite news, things like that, and recently they have started up an amateur league which runs during the week. And we saw Cyclone and Soulshiner's team playing recently, and they have been doing incredibly. And you can see with the addition of Aurora and Samshrew to the team, they have just been doing phenomenally. But I'm always looking back to the star players, and in my mind, that is Soulshiner and Cyclone Spin. And you look at the way that they've been playing this game, you look at the board, they're the only 2 kills, and Cyclone soloing down Fusion OP's Chalk, that is definitely an achievement all of its own.
Not just soloing him down, but also taking the tower away from him as well. It's going to open up him available to roam a little bit more now in this lane, and he doesn't even have to worry now, DM, about losing his tower because he's already got theirs. Keep an eye on the Gold Fury now from Fat Chunks, because it's their opportunity to try and put the pressure on with Vermana able to rotate so freely.
So now we're up 2-0 here on Fat Chunk Assemble. NonpockettyOP having a little bit of trouble in this early game. They're down about 1,000 gold, closer to 1,100. Though the experience difference is strange, very close to even, only 90. It's actually going back and forth between 1 and 200 on either side, depending on the wave to wave mark. But you can see on the bottom side, Nanton still has an entire wave to his name.
Yeah, the reason you see the experience being technically in favor of non-pockety right now is because of Geb. Chris Pocket is actually level 9 right about now. You can see Aura's a level behind in level 8, and he's been able to get to those mid-camps a little bit more effectively, DM, and paid off for it. It was paid off for his team as well. So Geb's a little bit further ahead. It's not a big difference overall between the two. It's still quite even. It shows the level of play we're in. Mid-camp's due to spawn again very, very soon.
And Cyclone Spin has rotated over. Taking a look at the build here, he has Runeforge Hammer online, which is great to fight both Nemesis, of course, and Shock, giving him a lot of defense against the two. He also has a Warrior Tabby online, giving him penetration as well. And now it looks like they're going to get a free camp on the right side. NonpockettyOP going to get a free camp on the left side, as we're seeing Talkity move back into the mid lane to not split the experience too much, get a free wave. But it looks like we're still going to get Chunk the Legend moving down to ensure he doesn't miss too much himself. Still, Nantan by himself is controlling this lane, using the power of Rama to ensure that even Aurora and Samshrew together are not able to keep him down.
Non-Tom playing. I mean, Rama overall, he's not the easiest god in the game to gank with the rolling assault as well as his astral barrage. I mean, when you think about the fact he's got a Geb on his team with rollout, he can use his astral barrage, go into the sky for 5 seconds, DM, and that gives Geb time to rotate in and save the day when it could have been certain doom. At the same time, he can put pressure damage back on for free from above.
Not to mention, I mean, he could roll, wait a few seconds, ult, land, and then roll again. He's extremely slippery. Now, taking a look at Aurora here, he's going to rotate down just a little bit too late as Fiddy rotated in to help with the blue buff. That'll probably go to Rama here. As we get towards the later stages in the game, you'll notice that Rama players generally will tend to favor the blue buff over the support, given that the support now has a bigger mana pool, and Rama players will start using their 2, their 3, and their ultimate a lot more.
Yeah, 2 get used a lot more as you get into that later stage, because you want to be saving those astral strikes with those 1 arrows and stack them ready for when you want to use the roll, and also keep applying the slow when you're chasing people down. Stop them repositioning as quickly, so that's exactly why you'll see them pick it up. Fusion going to rotate mid and try and defend this middle lane as Agony isn't here yet. A bit of a gank coming out from Chris Pocket. Nice knock up and the axe is going to land, and there's a Cataclysm, but there comes the ultimate coming out as well from Thor. He's going to dunk down as the defender of Olympus comes off, but Fiddy chunks him down to finish it off, and now Aurora can only barely watch as Soulshiner gets knocked very low.
Yeah, well, Cyclone finally rotates in. He's going to clear the path out there after taking a lot of damage. The rotation was very strong. Fusion gets low, but he's down, not out. He's going to actually activate Healing Rain and then maybe go back to the base. No, he's looking over towards the left side.
Go Fury.
What? I think go for it.
They are going to go for it.
This is dangerous.
It is dangerous. There's a ward covering it as well, DM, so Fat Chunks know exactly what's going on. However, when we look at this, it looks like Thor's just backing at the moment. He's just going to give this up, and they're going to rely on Cyclone and this Athena to defend it, and Athena's doing her best to keep them busy. This is paying off at the moment, or is it? As we can see the Astral Barrage, 1 hit, 2 hit. No, the third one's not going to, because the knock-up from Geb's going to deny it, but the chase is still going on from Fiddy. That's going to secure the kill. Athena down.
Oh, Athena's not down yet. She's actually out of there, baby. Uses low on the top side. They don't get the Gold Fury. They miss a ton of farm, and they don't secure the kill yet. Now take a look at Aurora here. He does not have Hand of the God, or rather his ultimate available to him. He pushes the lane on the right side, which is smart to get experience, but he's forcing his team control, which they've done. Chunk the Legend forces them back. NonpockettyOP, despite the fact that they didn't actually lose anybody in that engagement, loses that engagement because they have lost complete map control off of that push.
And look at this, Athena is now back as well. Geb still in base. Athena's on the way over, and you can see the Fat Chunks want to stop this Gold Fury.
Oh, Fiddy is in so much trouble. He was just forced out here. On the left side, we're going to see Talkity and Nantan try to rotate in, but the Gold Fury has been destroyed as the Fat Chunks assemble and take 1,500 free gold.
Not just that, they're going to rotate around the map together now as well. And that all started as well, DM, from the way that they left only Cyclone Spin and Aurora to defend against everybody. Oh, Samshrew gets a kill on Nantan in 1v1 and survives to as well. A Soulshiner in mid.
Soulshiner showing his prowess on the Thor. Level 11, sure, maybe, you know, a little bit ahead at this point, about 600 gold ahead of Fiddy, same level, but the pressure has been outrageous. We're not seeing that ultimate coming out. We're not seeing Divine Judgment from Fiddy really being used effectively, though he will have a chance here. As we do have a rotation. Chunk the Legend, very low on mana, doesn't have his ultimate available for him for the peels, but he's just jumping right out. They're going for it, though.
Yeah, they really are. Oh, the damage coming out from Fiddy there. Just securing Fusion with the silence as well, just to make sure there was nothing he could do to defend himself against that one. So it's 4-2 now. Gold Fury, though, in favor of Fat Chunks, and that's why you see the golden experience lead still in their favor, as well as the 2-kill advantage.
I absolutely love the way both teams are playing. I mean, they have been very aggressive. They're going for early objectives, ensuring that their team has pressure. But the defense has been incredible on both teams. Now, despite the fact that they lost the Gold Fury, NonpockettyOP is only down by about 2,600 gold, two kills in the hole as well.
Cyclone.
But we're starting to see Cyclone really peel away from the pack. But here comes Fiddy. This could be trouble. Clear the path. He will be slowed here, and he is out of mana. He's
and
really
there's
just
the chase.
focusing. Yeah,
But here's
I like
Athena. She's coming in with a dunk, and now she's going to look to turn this one around into fusion with the taunt. A lot of damage coming out, but Tockety's here as well now, and Cyclone's been out of mana. Has he got enough result? It doesn't look like he does. He's trying to delay. Make it rain connects. Tockety picks up a kill.
Honestly, I think that was... despite the level difference, I think that was in favor of Cyclone. It cost them a lot more to get that kill than they paid for in Fat Chunk Assemble. You can see Cyclone Spin still has his ultimate available to him when he resurrects. Only used Athena ultimate. On the other side, we saw Fusion OP burn his ultimates. Fiddy burned his ultimate in the mid lane. And then, of course, Tockety wasted all 3 of his meteors going for it. He'll have 1 back up now, but you can see the damage has been done here. Now, look at this. Fat Chunks Assemble has recognized this fact and is going for the push here, but Chris Pocket's amazing rotation might pay dividends.
Oh, Blink Cataclysm going to land onto 2, and the damage onto Soulshine is unreal. Spirit Tempest only connects onto Geb, and that was a nice pickup. Tockety knew what he was doing by hanging around there, DM. He knew his team were coming.
You know, I'm looking at Chris Pocket here, and it's good that he's playing Geb with those massive shoulders because he's got the team on his back right now with these rotations. They have been absolutely gorgeous. That blink right there for the Cataclysm was absolutely perfect. He ensured that they had just enough pressure to ensure the push was going to be good. And now, with his rotation into mid, they're going to get maybe a little bit more pressure towards the left side as the mid camps are about to respawn.
But we'll have a look at the left lane in the duo lane right now. And you can see Samshu actually does have a little bit of ability. They're both level 14 right now. Although a second ago, he's only just hit level 14, has Ram on non-ton there. But Samshu is actually winning this lane out to an extent, doing a good job considering how strong we've been talking about how good non-ton is on Ram and how strong Ram can be in the laning phase.
So we're looking at non-ton again here, right? Level 14 right now, looking at Samshu, level 14. The gold difference, pretty much even. We're looking at Samshu just to the point where he got that Gold Fury. But it's pretty impressive considering how much babysitting was happening in the early game by Athena comparatively to Geb, who's kind of letting non-ton do his thing. Now, non-ton not taking a lot of damage here, but using that Astral Arrow. You know, there's one thing that Rama does so well is he punishes the predictability of pretty much every Hunter player in the world, and that's, I'm going to just box you inside of my creeps. He shoots through creeps. It doesn't affect him.
Yeah, box through the creeps when you don't have any minions and he does. Sorry, you have minions and he doesn't. He doesn't care. He'll box you through them and get lifesteal as he's doing that, which will help him sustain through that fight overall. Makeout's being contested again, but Soulshine are going to take them away. We saw Chris Pocket hog there as well and didn't actually find it. Luckily, Gold Fury's not going to be up in time to really cause an issue. However, got to be careful about those hogs on supports.
Soulshine are going to take a shot there and a stun. He will stun Tockety out himself as well as Fusion
side
rotates in. Thunderstrike's going to be way too late there as they're giving some more free pressure to Cyclone Spin. Even with a good rotation, they would be hard-pressed to really shut him down at this point. We're looking more towards the Gold Fury, which is in about 30 seconds between respawn. And really, at this point, I'm looking at Aurora. His ultimate's going to be coming back up pretty soon. They have a sentry ward drop down right there, and yet they didn't clear the ward down. What just happened there?
I'm not so sure why they did that, and it looks like they're going to lose that.
Oh, he didn't drop it yet. He actually is waiting for his ward to get picked off. He baited with the regular ward. Absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, it looks like his ward got picked off. No, he was actually able to pick that up with the shield wall, so great play to Aurora. If you guys missed that, he used his regular ward to bait out the sentry, saw the regular ward died, and then used his sentry to bait out theirs. And, oh, that was just beautiful. I love mind games, man.
And now right inside, you're going to see 2-level lead for Cyclone Spin against Fusion on this chalk. And he's just continuing to pressure this lane. And Gold Fury have been started, though, by Non-Pockety. And they've got to watch the positioning here. They know what's up. They're Fat Chunks right now. And here comes the Spirit Tempest. That's going to connect onto Chris Pocket. The tornado hits so many Thors in the sky. Where's he going to dunk?
Aurora's still alive here. It looks like Tockety's trying to clean this up. Actually, he's going to let it go. Actually, no, he's going to go for the Path of Flames. They're still trying to get it done. Both teams fighting for it. FCA finds it again. That's another 1,500 gold, though this time not for free. But they do manage to find a 2-for-1 engagement. Though Tockety doing some damage, it really isn't enough. And I think he's dead.
That wall was amazing.
Bull true.
And now Samshrew is going to trade off with Nonton, but Nonton not going to have any of it. Roll away for the most part. He got a great snipe off on the Athena on the back lines. He was running away. But while all this continued, Cyclone Spin just carried on farming, and kept Jack busy. And Fat Chunks Assemble come out on top.
That's right. I mean, they traded a 13 for a 13, and the 15 there as Takati goes down with that bull true shot coming out from Artemis. Standing in the face of danger, Samshrew is just completely unaffected and unafraid as he continues not only to his lane, but the pressure overall. He hasn't even gone back to spend his money yet. And right now you can see he's sitting at about 1,400, but I'm looking at Nantan, who just spent about 2,200 gold, finishing up that, actually just buying that Executioner almost outright.
And on the other side as well, you're going to see coming out from Vermana, gone for the Cursed Blade here on this one. Already had the chins online before he even was in the lane there. But Cursed Blade, will he go for the Hasten Fatality? More than likely, I'm guessing, DM. Actually, no, Cursed Blade goes into Witchblade, does it not?
Yeah, that's going to go into Witchblade, which is going to reduce attack power and attack speed, and as well as, and this is very important, increases Vamana's movement speed. Now, that's going to be really big considering, I think it's a 15% movement speed increase overall. That's dangerous on a character who likes to chase down.
Yeah, 45 physical protection, 15% attack speed, 15% movement speed, and then the aura on top of it. Oh. Left-hand side, the duel's going on again between the two as Samshrew takes a lot of a beating, but thankfully he was in a minion wave, going to be able to sustain back up and look for the retrade once more.
No, that's actually something we didn't mention, though, talking back about the Witchblade, is that it's giving him protections as well, which not only makes his passive even stronger, but it actually makes him stronger with Runeforge Hammer, so he has that double stacking, similarly to how we see Alquang players build that Book of Thoth. It also stacks with the passive. So we're seeing two players now in Fat Chunk Assemble go for passive item stacking, and I love that play.
Really good decision from them. So Gold Fury down now, and both teams fine for positions overall. Mid camps have just gone down as well. And you can see Fusion keeps trying to push this lane in against Cyclone Spin, but Cyclone's quite happy to farm here because the rest of his team DM are doing good jobs on the rest of the map that he's not needed yet. But when he is, when he turns up to this fight, he's going to be an absolute monster. He's going to be like Scylla's brother.
Mid lane, we're going to see Soulshiner and Alquang here just try to push. You see Chunk, the legend, facing down three people fearlessly as he throws the Squall out. Rotating over, we're going to see Cyclone Spin, though I'm not really sure of his destination. Mid camps are not coming up. There's no jungle buffs on the top side. It looks like he's just trying to gain lane control for mid, but that tower's actually very low already.
It is. It is already. You can see Fat Chunks Assemble trying to push in the minion wave already. Tornado from Chunk the Legend going to chuck it down my spot. But look at this three-man rotation looking for Cyclone Spin. He's baiting them into this, and they're going to lose mid-tower at the same time as the big baby comes out. Cataclysm's not going to work, and he's chunking that Fusion. As you can see, the defender of Olympus brings in Athena. Thor's up, dunking down, looking for Fusion.
Fusion's already super low. He's going to use the mitigation coming out right there from his ultimate, but it's too little, too late. Ultimate use coming out. We're going to see Divine Judgment go through, but she's going to get slammed by the big brother dragon, as we're going to see Chris Pocket turn on his heels and attempt to run as four members now of Fat Chunk Assemble keep the pressure. All the while, Nantan, nowhere to be found here, shows up to the fight late, giving Samshrew an opportunity to rotate. It looks like we're going to
bait,
or at least a bait at the Fire Giant.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for it. You can see the charging from Athena. Is she going to find the taunt onto anyone? No, she's not. There is a ward in the area, and that's what they can see. Artemis is finally rotating over to this now, so the whole team, they've decided, DM, they're going to go for Fire Giant. And look how low Chris Pocket is. If he goes in, he's going to die. He's not got Cataclysm either.
Pockety's got one bomb to his name right now, it seems. It looks like Chunk's going to go down pretty quickly as Samshrew turns his sights back to the Fire Giant. We're going to see the Fire Giant get picked up, but 2 kills have been picked up. Nantan's looking for the kill. He hits one, he misses the second. Not even close on the third one as Cyclone Skin baits it out. And that's going to be a 3-person Fire Giant, a 0-for-2 trade in the end, but they picked up that. That's a big win.
It is a big win. Fat Chunks do come out on top. It was a good decision overall to, after the pressure, rotate straight over. Artemis on full health as well. Could tank that up for days if she required to for her team overall, as the rest just zoned it out. So you can see by the golden experience now, nearly 6,000 gold in favor of Fat Chunks Assemble, and experience just over 6,000 as well. And you can see the Witchblade finally finished on Cyclone Spin now that he's gone back to base as well. And look at that as well. Chunk the Legend now got his Spear of the Magus online as well. So when those tornadoes hit your DM, they're going to start ripping your magic resistance away.
No, not to mention the fact that he already has a ton of damage with Book of Thoth. I mean, looking at his power right now, he's sitting at about 245, and you can see that lost artifact coming out now. If I was a betting man, Hindu man, and I am.
You are. You said earlier you were a betting man.
I am a betting man. I would assume this is going to be the Rod of Tahuti. It's going to stack very well with Book of Thoth. He already has Penetration from Shoes of the Magi and, of course, Spear of the Magus. I expect that we're going to see a lot of damage coming through from Ao Kuang in the next 10 minutes.
Well, we saw how much damage that Spirit Tempest did to the Nemesis in the last fight, and now the Gold Fury has been started by Fat Chunks, and Fiddy's floating in the area. He can't really do much here, and Chris Bucky's just going to watch on as he sees the tumblers of gold fall down to the ground, signaling the Fat Chunks Assemble pick up another objective in their favor.
You know, 6th seed going in, the Critosaurus guys have had their work cut out for them week to week. They have repeatedly faced off against Snipe, and they're at the 6th seed. They were supposed to be facing off if Snipe can get through the rounds of 16 as well against Live Revived. This might be the first time in a long time that we actually see Critosaurus fall down early, and the Fat Chunk Assemble boys are going to maybe be going up against 3rd seed Snipe here. If this continues in the way that it's going, they're already up 8,000 gold. They have Fire Giant on 3 of their members, and they have complete map control right now. Now they're going for the push in the tier 2 in the mid. We see Soul Shiner going for the split. Actually, no, he's going for the real sneaky stuff right here.
He's waiting patiently to be able to look for an opportunity to go into the sky and dunk down on the back line. He's got to look for a good engage, and if the engage comes, it's going to be from Athena charging in and using that taunt onto as many targets as she can. Keep an eye on it, and you'll see she's quite happy to tank up the tower for her team because they have to back away from the threat of the taunts.
I like this. I like the push that they're doing. The tier 2 has already been taken, and now they're rotating to the left side to pick up that tier 2 again. This not only weakens the Minotaur, or rather the Titan, but it stops them from being able to control this space. They don't have somewhere to run.
Cataclysm! Lots of damage coming out, the Make It Rain and the Barrage coming out from Rome on the backside, but no one's getting low, apart from Optimus, who's running for a life, using the sprint and the ball to delay Fiddy, and Fiddy's being collapsed on, he's going to drop.
Sam Shrew will probably drop as well, but the bait was good there. It's allowing Cyclone Spin to go back in. Aurora's going in. Thor's up as well. They're covering all the space. Takati has nowhere to go. As Chunk the Legend in the background is probably going to find himself on the receiving end of Chalk. It's still, the damage has been done here as Nonton gets turned on. I don't see him getting away from this one.
I don't know, Nonton's duking out to the best of his ability. He's zoned 3 members here, and Fat Chunks alone, with the juke boots available to him, with that rolling assault, he's managed to help defend the tower and trade 2 for 2 and keep the tower standing. That was a win for Non-Pockety.
This is good. This was very smart. I really like the way that they were able to control that tier 2. And I'm looking really, again, we're talking about the big shoulders and big strong back of Chris Pocket, carrying that team through that fight. Got a great Cataclysm, chased for the peels, ensured that Nonton was safe in the end there, and then we looked at Nonton with a great boxing ability, stopping 3 people there and forcing Soul Shiner to retreat, which allowed them to control enough space to ensure that they kept that at least second tier 2 alive. Now, looking at the board here, it looks like only Cyclone Spin, or actually Cyclone Spin did have the Fire Giant. That has gone down to where 1 minute inside the Fire Giant respawn, meaning we're going to see a major grouping coming out from both teams very soon.
Yeah, you will. And on the table right now, you can see Silver Talisman for Cyclone Spin, so getting that Bulwark of Hope online as well, which will just give him that shield as well, DM, when he drops below low HP, and that's going to really help him out.
So, 27 minutes deep right now. Fire Giant's coming up, looks like inside 30 seconds right now. And we have a lot of contention. You see Chris Pocket right there throwing down a ward. It looks like overall vision control belongs right now to NonpockettyOP. Now, if the Critosaurus boys or NonpockettyOP want to take this back, it's going to be at this Fire Giant fight. They have to be diligent, they have to be smart, and they can't get baited. In that last engagement, we saw Fiddy just completely get baited by Artemis there, chased way too far, chased into 4 people, wound up getting picked off. Now, sure, we did see Fusion pick up the kill in the end and actually put himself in a good position to get the double, but the damage had been done at that point and they couldn't push any objectives off it. Now, looking at the board, we're seeing the final sentry ward come out right there. Takati had it in the inventory. We still have 3 more sentries in the inventory of Fat Chunk Assemble, so they have space control if they want it.
They do, and that's exactly what they need to do. Use this extra gold lead they've got to buy these sentry wards and give themselves control of this Fire Giant and keep the pressure on Fat Chunks Assemble, who still haven't taken even a tower down in this game yet, DM, although that last fight gave them some hope. Chris Pocket's going to play this one amazingly once again to keep Non-Pockety in this, because like you say, if this Fire Giant goes down, DM, I don't see a way back in it for Non-Pockety.
So we're going to see, what really I'm focusing here on Cyclone Spin. He has been the lifeblood of Fat Chunks Assemble, especially towards the later end of the mid-game. Going into the end game here, we're going to notice that Chris Pocket has a Magi's Blessing. Now, this is going to allow him to peel for a lot longer than usual, so we're going to try to look for the people on Fat Chunk Assemble to try to take down that Magi's before going in for the hard initiate. They don't have to worry about it on Athena as much, considering her peels aren't nearly as strong, but the rotation into mid lane, they're giving up complete map control here, which is going to allow the FCA boys to just push them back.
Yeah, going to try and zone them out here. Look at the tornado position in DM. It's just making sure they can't come into area and see what's going on, because they know they've not got a ward there. So they could actually be doing this here, but an engagement's breaking out now.
Look at how much they just used on Cyclone Spin. Even if they pick him up here, Talkaty's already picked off. Thor's coming back down. The damage is huge here. Fusion super late to the fight, though Chunk the Legend is going to be forced out. Nonton did not use his ultimate effectively there.
Nonton was looking for an engage, looking to try and pick up Chunk, but not going to find it because the Aegis was used there. Solshan is now going to find Fitty, and with him going down, that's going to open up the map. Geb survives, Chris Pocket is alive, but he's going to make such a big play to here, DM, if they're going to go for the 5-gen. They're going to turn on him. This is smart. Go for Chris Pocket. He's the only one with the hog. He's going to use the shield. Squall's going to connect. Can he roll out in time before the damage from Samshu is enough? Well, he's going to juke around him, but the rest of the team's going to turn on him immediately, bring him down, and that should be a fire giant.
Actually, I don't know. We're going to see Fusion OP rotate back in at full health here. Nonton full health still available. He can burst them down fairly quickly, especially considering he can go through the wall. Now we get some shots off from Soulshiner. Chunk the Legend forced out. I think this is bad here. I think NonpockettyOP, this 2v4, I think it's in their favor.
Oh no, Fusion on the front line just starting to chunk people down with the help of Ram as well. But now Ram's going to drop to the tornado and Fusion's in trouble here from Samshrew. They're trading backwards and forwards, but Artemis is Artemis when she's level 20 and nearly full build.
Samshrew, the god right there, able to keep himself up, but his mana is low and not really sure why he chose not to go back. He just wasted about 11 seconds.
Overall, that was a win for Non-Pockety in fairness. They're going to be able to put some pressure on mid with Agony. But at the same time, DM, you're going to see that the Fire Giant still stands again. So Non-Pockety keep themselves alive for now, and if they can keep some pressure on the map and keep looking for objectives, they've got a chance.
So we're near the 31-minute mark. Production informs us that we're going to get a pause coming out from one of the teams. It's going to be an elongated pause, so the engagement is going to be delayed at least for now, guys. So we are going to cut to a quick break while we get through this. We're going to try to get through it as fast as we can. And then we'll be right back with the conclusion of the Critosaurus Boys NonpockettyOP versus Fat Chunk Assemble. Stick around. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the dreadful news that the guys on NonpockettyOP have used up all of their pause time, including the pause time granted to them by Fat Chunk Assemble, and have not responded to the calls from the administrators, and thus Hinduman have been disqualified.
They have, and that's in the rules overall, DM. It's not something, you know, we'd like to see. It happens very, very rarely. I think this is the first time I've heard of it actually happening, but
especially from a stream late in the game.
Yeah, I mean, 30 minutes in, it's so unfortunate for the team Non-Pockety. Clearly they had a DC issue, and they've got over pause time, so the game's going to be over. So, guys, we're going to cut to a quick break, DM, and then it's hype time.
Yeah, well,
are you hyped?
Yeah, this is what I'm excited for. The dreadful rain on the tournament will be soon cleared by the sunlight that is the Cinderella story of 5 angry men. Now they have a pretty big win condition here. Not only do they have to beat Cognitive Red in the semifinal, or rather quarterfinals, but they then will need to either beat Cognitive in the semifinals or beat either Dignitas or Snipe in the Constellation Bronze match in demand be able to move on to the LAN. So you know that Cog Red's coming out to fight today.
Now that Cog Red got to the quarterfinals, 5 AM now have to finish 3rd or higher. And they have to be, clearly, to finish 3rd or higher, they have to beat Cog Red in this next game. This is for a chance to get into the LAN. That's going to be for $50,000, DM. This is to be entered into the Pro League, the first Smite Pro League in North America. And you've got such a challenge ahead of you. I'm hyped.
If I'm the guys on Cognitive Red and I lose this round, I'm going to just be watching with bated breath. If they're just, I don't like to be one of those people that watches, to vote for other teams to lose, but Cog Red is like praying that they either win Cinderella or see these guys go down soon, because the winner, if 5 angry men can take 3rd or higher, like you said, they knock Cog Red out of contention for LAN.
That's right. And then on top of that, DM, if 5 AM do win this one, they've got to face Cognitive, and Cognitive are the sister team of Cog Red, and they're gonna be like, no, Bon, my team's going, my boys are going, we're gonna take you out, and 5EM's gonna bring that to them as well and be that. It's gonna be amazing, guys, to watch this. So stay tuned. We'll be right back as soon as the guys are ready for picks and bans, because I'm hyped and I need to go and get changed because I've got a special bow tie for hype games.